Yeah, it smells a little bit. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. This one is going to be, well, a bit different actually. I'm going to share with you my football kit collection. Now, I've been very lucky over the years to meet and work with some footballers from all over the world, some top players, but I've always tried to keep something from those experiences. So what I'm going to do is pick out my favourite ones, explain why they're my favourite ones, and hopefully you'll enjoy the video. I'm going to start off, well, imagine me as a 9-year-old. So this was not my first ever Man United kit, because that was the black kit that I do not have anymore. I tried to find it, but it's gone. My mum must have thrown it away when I was a kid. But my second Man United shirt was this thing here. This is the blue and white strip. This was my second ever kit. I had the decision between getting the red one or the blue one, and this one just came out actually on my birthday, and I got my name on the back of it like that. So the reason it's number 7 is for Eric Cantona. It's from the early 90s, which shows my age a little bit. But yeah, this was something that I wore every single day as a kid. Right, go on another season. This kit came out. Hope I've got my dates right there. But this kit is quite interesting. This is the grey Man United shirt that came out for a very short period of time. The reason for that is, I'm going to show you this on the back. So it's got my name, number 24. The reason for the 24 is because David Beckham was 24, and at the time he was my favourite player. But the funny thing about this kit is that they only wore it for about 2 or 3 games, because they had a dreadful record in it. They kept getting beat. There was one game where they took it off at half time. I think it was against Southampton, and they got absolutely battered, and the players said that because it was grey, it blended into the rest of the stadium and they couldn't see each other. Excuses. But yeah, the grey kit, and I actually got the full kit. I do actually have the shorts and the socks to go with that, but I'll not bore you with that. Next up is the red kit. So when I was a kid, I had the decision whether to get the red or the black kit, and I went for the black kit, which I don't have, sorry. But later on in my life, one of my friends knew that I always wanted this kit. It was the red kit, the famous Man United jersey from the early 90s, an amazing shirt. This is actually a real treasure for me. I actually wear it out and about, which is a bit sad, isn't it? But I bought it, or sorry, my friend bought it for me as a gift so I could wear it. So yeah, it's in medium men's, so yeah, if you see me wearing it, just call me names, I don't know. But yeah, that is one of my favourite kits of all time with the laces. So my next Man United kit is this one. So this is one again that I bought when I was probably a teenager at the time actually, and since I managed to get it signed by Rio Ferdinand. So I got to work with Rio Ferdinand on 5 magazine and a few other video projects when I became a freestyler. So the first thing I did, well, not the first thing I did, but when I met him, I wanted his autograph, so I got that signed. Man United kit, Vodafone, not a bad kit. All right, the next shirt isn't a football kit, but it has meaning to my life. This is the first ever prize I received in a freestyle competition. Check this out. So in 2003, Nike ran a campaign called Nike Freestyle, which in all honesty put freestyle on the map commercially. And they had this slogan called "Got Moves," which you can see on the back. And that was my number. So I entered the competition and I actually got to the semi-final, which sounds good, but it was still probably like the top 50, which is all right. But it was my first ever competition. I was quite young, I was 17. I only had about 5 tricks, but they gave me this for getting to the semis, and I was delighted. I couldn't believe it. Like, Nike were giving me stuff to wear, so I thought I'd just add that. So it's a vest top. It's actually a basketball top. It's so big as well, and I was quite a skinny little kid, but I still wore it every day. It used to hang off me. I'll never part with this. This means quite a lot to me actually. Next up is a Boca Juniors shirt. Now this one, it's actually not a genuine shirt, it's a fake. Now, the reason I've kept it in my top shirts is because a little kid gave it to me. So in 2010, I went to Boca Juniors. I did a halftime show, but aside from that, I went into all the neighborhoods doing my freestyle, and I actually gave this particular neighborhood my football because they just loved it. They just wanted to freestyle. They wanted to play football. They didn't have any money whatsoever. And it was a really humbling experience. So I gave them my football, and I think I gave them a few of my shirts and stuff like that. And on the way out, some kid came running out and he gave me this, and honestly, it was an incredible moment. So it is just a standard shirt. It's not signed by anyone, but it is from Argentina. It is from Buenos Aires, and it was given to me by a kid that has nothing at all, because he was so grateful for me coming in doing freestyle for them and giving them my football. Very cool memory for me. Moving on, this one is from LA Galaxy. Don't know why I'm doing that. You can actually, looks like I've got it on, but yeah, this one's from LA Galaxy. So in 2009, I think it was, I traveled to LA and I performed for LA Galaxy, and I also set a Guinness World Record in this shirt. So I set a world record for rolling the ball from one side of my face to the other, which at the time I think was 205 times, which was the world record. I think it's been beaten since. But this was a good memory actually. I had the full kit, but I kept the shirt because it was the actual kit that Beckham, not the actual one, but it was the era, the season that David Beckham was playing for Galaxy. So I thought it was quite a little nice memento from one of my trips to LA. I'm going to do 2 in 1 now. These ones are Preston North End shirts. So I am from a city in the UK called Preston, and Preston North End, currently in the Championship, are my home team. And I've been very lucky to perform on their pitch many, many times. And these are from my performances. So whenever I've done a show on their pitch, they've given me the shirt. And as you can see, I've not even washed them. Yeah. Yeah, it smells a little bit. Yeah, but yeah. So kits from Preston North End. Pretty cool. So sponsored by Canterbury in this season. I don't actually know which season this was. And this is my favourite one actually, the Puma one. And you can tell that again, not as bad, but yeah, it's just didn't wash it, did I? Did not wash it. And again, I got the full socks and shorts to go with those kits. This is a bit of a different one. You might not have heard of this team. You may have heard of them actually. I don't know if you've heard of them. Maybe you have. Svet FC, who play in the Stade de Genève. So yeah, this is a Svet shirt from, I think this season was probably either 2012 or 2013. So I did a show in this shirt. There's nothing on the back, it's just blank. But I did a show in this shirt in the Stade de Genève, which is actually an incredible stadium. It was what is one of the best stadiums in the world. It's the national stadium, I think, for Switzerland, and a lot of the Euro games were played there in 2008. But yeah, this was quite a nice little memento from performing in another amazing stadium. Whoops, getting trapped in my chair. It is quite a special one. It was given to me by a friend of mine in Hong Kong who used to play in Brazil, and he's actually very friendly with some of the Brazil team. And when I was growing up, my favourite team apart from England was Brazil. I just thought they were incredible. So many skills and tricks and flair, and it actually got me into freestyle and performing because I just wanted to bring them same moments. Anyway, that's enough for me. This is actually one of the training jerseys from the Brazil national team. So I don't know exactly who wore it, but when I told my friend that I was a huge Brazil fan, he actually gave me this. Yeah, you can't actually buy these, so the only way of getting hold of them is being a player or a kit man or someone cheeky like me that would ask for it. So yeah, that's quite a nice shirt. So I'll show you again actually, it's long sleeved. Long sleeved, it's got all the sponsors on down the sleeve, sponsors on the front. Just a little one on the back there with the Nike. Yeah. The next shirts I'm going to show you are just more about my different memories, and they're signed by different people. So first up is a player called Careca. Check him out. He played for Brazil in the 80s. He was an incredible player. Now you'll notice this isn't an actual kit. It's just a print of his face. Now, the reason I've got this is because I used to play for a team that signed Careca. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? So Careca came over to Leeds to play for a team called Garforth Town, who I played for a little bit when I was a teenager. And when Careca was there, I got to meet him, train with him and play with him, which was just mind-blowing. Check him out, Careca, in the 80s. Some people said he was like the white Pelé. He scored tons of goals for Brazil. He had an incredible career in the game of football, but I got this signed by him. This was our training top, actually. Obviously, while he was here, it was all about Careca. There's so much media hype around him because, yeah, he came out of retirement to play for this team. So he's put to John Careca. It's pretty nice of him. Yeah. Cheers, Careca. But this one stands out to be one of my favourites by far. Now, this shirt was actually given to me by my uncle when I was a kid. Like I said before, I used to be a crazy Brazil fanatic growing up. So that's why my uncle gave it to me. So it's a Brazil shirt, one of the older Brazil shirts from the 70s and 80s, I think it is. I think it's 80s, sorry. It is 80s. It's Topper, the sponsor at the time. And it's got a number 7 on the back. Now, this shirt is actually signed by a player called Socrates. Now, Socrates unfortunately passed away, I think 3 years ago, and it was very, very sad. But again, Socrates came over to play for the club that I played for at the time, which was just, again, mind-blowing. Socrates, if you don't know who he is, look him up. He is one of the all-time greats in football. But I actually got to spend a week with him. What a character. It was at the time when I started doing freestyle, and he would like poke fun at me and stuff like that because I'd always like get the ball out and I never put the ball down. I was always practicing my tricks, always training. And yeah, I had such good memories. I didn't really know what to talk to him about. I was quite young at the time, and he was there with his wife. And on the last day, I remember pulling out this shirt, and I asked him to sign it, and he did so. To John from Socrates. So this thing will never, ever be given away. This just means so much. It's strange because it's still got like bobbles on the front of it from when I was a kid. So when my uncle gave it to me, I was quite young, but I still wore it. Because I wanted to play for Brazil. Kidding myself. Obviously I'm English, but I used to just wear it. And then when I got the chance to meet Socrates, I just had to have him sign it. So that beauty of a shirt is going to be kept very, very safe. Okay, this one is my final one. It is my shirt that I wore when I met and I performed for Neymar Jr. So it's quite big actually. Here it is. Barcelona from 2 years ago, I think. Neymar Jr., number 11. But yeah, it was an interesting story behind this shirt. So you may have seen on my channel with the magic I do, there's a trick that I always love to do where I change the colour of my shirt from one to the other. And I wanted to create that same trick with Neymar. So yeah, I got to Barcelona the day before I was filming with him, and I bought the shirt. And initially I wasn't going to get it printed because I thought it would be all right just to do it to a Barcelona shirt. But then when I knew I was performing for Neymar, I went back to the shop and yeah, I got it printed, and the rest is history. So that was cool. Anyway guys, that was my football kit collection. There were a few other ones that I had stored away, but they were kind of my favourite ones that I thought you would like to see. If you like this video, drop us a like, leave us a comment, let us know what you thought. Let me know which was your favourite kit. Let me know which your favourite kit is generally. I'd always like to hear from you. It's always good to get comments on the channel. And if you have just seen this channel for the first time for whatever reason, good to have you on here. If you did like what I did, or you like the rest of my videos, doing freestyle, doing magic, just doing general stuff, then leave us a subscription. That doesn't make sense, does it? Leave us a subscription, just subscribe, hit the button. See you in a bit, guys.